In modern T20 cricket, we spend countless hours dissecting 200 plus strike rates, 150 kmph yorkers, and mystery spinners. But what if I tell you, Team India's problem is not power play intent or depth over bowling, it's actually in their hands. Over their recent white ball tours against Ireland, England, and Zimbabwe, India didn't just drop catches, they dropped matches. They allowed the opposition to convert their routine misfields into game defining opportunities. India has been operating with a catching efficiency of just 72%. To put that into perspective, top T20 teams like West Indies and South Africa hold on to 84 and 91% of their chances. At the center of the storm sits the Indian fielding coach Dilip. He revolutionized the Indian dressing room by introducing best fielder medal under coach Rahul Dravid. He was the sole support staff to retain his spot when Gautam Gambhir took over. But after a summer of catastrophic lapses and nearing his contract expiration, Dilip was abruptly left off the plane to Harare. Was Dilip the architect of fielding decline? Or was he handcuffed by administrative policies? Or maybe he was let down by these elite players? Today, we look into the raw data and unpack the crisis behind India's fielding setup. To understand how deep the issue runs, we have to look past how many catches were dropped and measure something called run expectancy, which is how many runs the batter scored after they were dropped before they were dismissed again. Let's do a series by series impact. Look at Ireland and Belfast. India dropped 6 catches in 2-match series. Washington Sundar had dropped Captain Tucker for 12. He went on to score a half century. Abhishek Sharma had dropped Gareth Delany for 14. He went on to score a 49 of 25. Across these 2 matches, India gifted 154 runs to Ireland, where they had lost the second match by just 1 run, losing the series 2-0. Now let's look at the 5th T20I against England. This wasn't just a lapse, this was a total system crash. Shivam Dube dropped Brook on 15. He went on to smash an unbeaten 95. Suryansh dropped Josh Butler on 82. He went on to smash 131. In total, there were 3 dropped catches that presented England with an extra 137 runs. Across all 3 tours, India gave away 25 runs per drop catch. In T20s, where games are decided by single-digit margins, giving away 25 runs per drop catch is a statistical suicide. So who is responsible for these lapses, you ask? We itemize every single error. Wicketkeeper Ishan Kishan leads the ledger. Then there's Tilak Verma, who dropped 3 catches in the ring. And we can't forget Shivam Dube, who's dropped high balls in the power play against Tim Tector and Harry Brook, reprieved 2 match winners early in their knocks. However, it wasn't all dark. Rinku Singh was the anomaly. Surya Kumar and Akshar Patel also maintained high standards in the field. However, when your designated boundary riders and your wicket keepers are leaking runs, 3 players cannot hold the entire fielding unit. If there is one player in the Indian dressing room who should feel aggrieved about the recent fielding performance, it has to be Yash Thakur. He earns the title of the most impacted bowler. There were 4 dropped catches across 2 innings in his bowling. And best yet, 3 catches dropped in just a single innings against Zimbabwe in the 3rd T20I. Imagine being a young pacer trying to secure a permanent spot in India's white ball squad. You execute your tactical plan, induce the mistimed pull shot, only to watch your fielders put it down on 3 separate occasions. So what does this do to a bowler? It of course breaks his rhythm. When the bowler realizes that the fielders are not holding on to the catches, the bowler will pull in and back and bowl more defensive lines. And that is why Yash Thakur's numbers are artificially inflated and he's been robbed of crucial international wickets. Let's talk about the central administrative conflict in India's fielding crisis. Back in July 24, when Gautam Gambhir became the head coach, he knew India's fielding was a looming liability. So he requested Jonty Rhodes, the greatest fielder in cricket history, as his new fielding coach. Dilip wasn't his first choice. However, BCCI shot down his request because they had a long standing policy of maintaining exclusive Indian support staff. So, Dilip remained the sole survivor from Rahul Dravid's support staff to be retained as Gautam Gambhir's fielding coach. 2 years on, and the proof is in the pudding. India's catching efficiency was just 72% in the World Cup and it continues to decline. So BCCI finally pulled the plug. Dilip was abruptly left off the plane when India toured Zimbabwe. So who's really responsible here? Is Dilip simply a coach whose innovative medal ceremonies were masking deep technical flaws? Or is he just a scapegoat for a BCCI policy that blocked Gautam Gambhir from hiring a world-class fielding coach? Here is the ultimate verdict. In T20 games where every run counts, you can no longer outbat a bad fielding performance. Especially when every dropped catch costs you 25 runs. That's like handing the opposition a 2-over head start before a single ball is bowled. Also, India's 72% catching efficiency is a ticking time bomb, one that exploded in Ireland and England and almost cost them in Zimbabwe. Speaking of BCCI policy, whether they change it to accommodate a foreign fielding coach or restructure their internal domestic training requirements, one thing is clear. Handing out dressing room medals is no longer going to save you if you can't hold on to basic catches. I want to hear from you. Is Dilip wrongly being blamed for players' execution? Or did BCCI make a massive mistake by blocking Gautam Gambhir's request to hire Jonty Rhodes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like the breakdown of this analysis, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I'll see you in the next analysis.